me cater to you. Let me cater to you. Let me cater to you. I wanna let you know that you that I am what you do. So if I be reassured, my life will be purpose without you. If I want it, I'm gonna ask you. Cause I am to be challenge me for the better for you. Let me cater to you.
Everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I've been gone for a while, but I haven't forgotten you all, and I'm just glad you came over to the house. Turn the lights on for you. Come in, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button if you haven't subscribed, making sure you're sharing, liking the video, and of course everything over here as well as on my other channel, Deb Chanel's 48 World, is alleged. Everything is alleged. We don't know anything. We are just shooting the shit, chewing the fat, and trying to make some sense out of the topic we're talking about, or the person we're talking about. And tonight's topic is going to be somebody that just ain't got no goddamn sense. He ain't got no sense at all, people. He's going around here laying the pipe down and in and everybody he can put it in, and having babies. I think this is his 6th child. But we're talking about no other than Neo. Neo, the artist, the singer. Okay, and we got this article. It is coming from hot97.com, and they titled the article, Neo says he's enjoying being single, encourage normal women to slide in his DMs. Now, ain't that a bitch? I'm like, ladies, please do not slide in his DMs if you want a real relationship, because he's just more so a wham bam, thank you ma'am type of person. As you can see, think about the women he had. Monyeto Shaw was dating him for a certain amount of time, didn't even marry her, and then gonna tell her to get allegedly tell her to get, what do you call it, tube side or something, so they could never have any children. Now, ain't that a bitch? Ain't that a bitch? But, have any more, I should say. So I think they had one son, I do believe. Then he turned around, messed with his background dancer. One of his dancers, a part of his show, had a baby with her. And ain't that a bitch? I just think he's another Nick Cannon in training, okay? We're going to get into this article. It says Neo is loving this single life. I bet he is. We previously reported that he and his estranged wife, Crystal Rayan, called it quits. Neo released a statement following the split, stating, "For the sake of our children, my family, and I will work through our challenges behind closed doors. Personal matters are not meant to be addressed and dissected in public forums," he said. "I simply ask that you please respect me and my family privacy at this time." Hell to the no, no, no. You made it public. It's going to be addressed in public. Just get with it, Neo. You know how it goes. Your women don't know how to keep their mouth shut because you're not treating them right. So in a court of public opinion, we do get to make a decision. We get to listen to our arguments, and then we make our public statement of what we feel about you in the situation. All right, now over here, you is a hoe, is what we're saying. You a hoe, and you need to really sit down, get your act together, and start having all these babies out here that you might not be able to afford as we keep going forward. That's just my mind. That's just my train of thought. Too many black families have broken homes where the dad is not in there. You should have set the tone. You should have been the stand-up guy and stayed in your marriage and made it work. Okay? Dumbass. But anyway, moving on from him and his situation, we go back to the article. It says, following the breakup, Neo says he's enjoying being single and is not exclusively dating anyone at the moment. The singer said his DMs are currently flooded and he's checking all of them. Neo also said he's down to date a normal woman. He says, although a celebrity would better understand his lifestyle, he says that celebrities most times are widows. So he'll be open to dating someone who isn't in the spotlight. Would you slide into Neo's DM? No. Because to me, it's like getting a transmitted disease. Why would I slide up in his DMs when he's definitely riding it raw? Because he's having kids here, there, everywhere. And he already set the tone that he's saying people that are not in the business and not making millions or hundreds of thousands wouldn't understand his lifestyle. But he's going to give a normal woman, I guess a person who works 9 to 5, has to clock in and clock out, and probably make less than 100,000. As well, probably less than 50,000. He'll give you a chance to, how they say, rub heads with the who's who in the industry, and to let you see how rich really looks and feels. All right, about time you finish paying all them child supports for them children you got. And from my understanding, you have 6, okay? And they probably going to public school and used to a certain custom, meaning custom of living. So whether you have $100,000 or $100 million, you keep having kids around here, and you got some women that got some sense about themselves that will take you to court, will make you pay. Child, you're going to be just as broke as you looking down on these women talking about you a date a normal woman. Hell, everybody normal, Neo. Even your normal ass, okay? Well, we just, we don't think you normal over here. You might be an alien or something, because you just all going around here laying it down like you don't have a care in the world. But that's okay. You keep riding it raw, trying to get these women having babies and having sex with you and see what happens. Let's see what happens, okay? But I thought that was just a piss poor way of saying he would date somebody that's not in the business. That's all he had to say. I really don't want to date anyone in my circle, because I just need someone who would look at me for me. You know what I'm saying? And what I can offer them. Instead of saying, he'll date somebody, I guess below his means or below his tax bracket. And he feels in the celebrity world would be better understood his lifestyle. And then he's going to call the so-called people that he rub elbows with and hugs and give kisses on the cheek. He called them weirdos. Like, make it make sense. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Martin, dumbass. Make it make sense, Neo. The whole thing is, are you tired of being a hoe? Hoe hopping, hoe jumping, hoe riding. Are you tired of doing that? Because to me, you are the catalyst of the bad relationships you've been in. You are the common denominator where you make a household, broken, because you don't want to sit there and stay in your shit. You made the shit. You conform to the shit. And then you want to run away from the shit. We don't do that. That's why black families are always last on the block. They're last because they don't have the mother and the father that's trying to make it work it out, so they can be a family unit instead of one person doing it all. Whether the woman left and the husband there trying to take care of the kids, make it do what it do, or vice versa. Because just like Will said, miss me with that bullshit that you trying to have society believe now about you. Talking about you enjoying living single life. Hell, you been living single life even though you were married. You were living a single life, or a deception, secretive life, I should say. Because you wasn't coming home half the time because you were saying, "Ooh, I got to work." But you were up in the drawers or panties of some other female. And probably saying, keep it on the low. This is between you and I. Like the Lord ain't witnessing all your mess you doing. Stop the bullshit, Neo. Go sit your ass down somewhere. Get some counseling and see why you cannot stay in relationships for a long period of time. But then you get a kid out the situation. Broken house, broken home, broken Neo. Fix it, Neo. Only you can do that for yourself. Unless you don't want to. With the Lord's help, you can do any and everything. But I think you play for the other team. Mm-hmm. Yes, allegedly. You play for Satan. And you like to roll the dice.